could say get out of my way, but in this case, it's get out of your way. And the author of this book is Tim Scherr. He's a transformation coach, speaker, and director of Hypnosis. Interesting man you are. Goodness gracious. But you've got some tips for us today. Kind of, you know, we're on the brink of the new year, and people want to better themselves all year round, but I think we really take a hard look at ourselves beginning the first of the new year.
Absolutely. People are going to be setting New Year resolutions, and about a month from now, they're going to be failing and frustrated and going right back to what they were doing in the past. And so I want to show you a couple strategies that they can use that will go from a New Year's resolution to a New Year's revolution.
Cool.
Sure, and this is whether it's fitness or finance or whatever the goal happens to be.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it is.
Okay.
So you want to become brilliant in the basics. So I'm going to give you 3 strategies that you can use that will help you to make some extraordinary breakthroughs. Because if you want to transform your life, you got to transform your mind.
Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like the way that sounds.
Yeah.
All right, so what are they? Number 1.
Okay, number one, very obvious, focus on what you want instead of what you're afraid of, or the
Makes
obstacles
sense.
in your way. Your mind is very much like a GPS system, so whatever you focus on, that's what you're going to move towards.
Oh.
Unfortunately, most people don't do that. They focus on what they don't want, what they're afraid of, what they think is going to get in the way. And so if I want to go to Florida, I type in the coordinates for going to Florida, right?
Right.
What most people will do is they will focus on typing in all the coordinates for all the places they don't want to end up and hope they get to Florida.
Sure. That makes sense. So the
Okay,
negativity
that
takes
does.
over, and then you just kind of take yourself there because you're obsessing with the negative. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
People will come in, they'll sit down, and I'll say, so what do you want? Well, I don't want to procrastinate, you know, and I don't want to fight with my spouse anymore, and I don't want this weight anymore. Well, what do you want? Well, I don't want to procrastinate.
Yeah.
We're so focused on what we don't want, and that's why we keep moving towards it.
So ask yourself,
I like that.
what do you want?
Yeah, focus on your faith, not your fears.
Oh, that's a good one.
So what's the next
I should be
step?
writing these down.
The next one is focus on why you want it instead of how you're going to pull it off. Because
Okay.
that's the number one
Okay.
thing that keeps people stuck. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I don't have the knowledge. I don't know the right people. As long as you're focused on your obstacles, again, you're going to move towards those obstacles. So focus more on why you want it instead of how you're going to pull it off. Because when you focus on why you want it, it creates the positive feelings. And it's action that drives, or that gets the goal. It's not just sitting there and thinking positive things. It's taking action consistently, right?
Okay, right.
Yeah, so we want to make sure that we're focusing on creating the feelings that are going to cause us to follow through and take action. And you do that by, for example, I have a friend that recently moved. And so they're looking at all their cardboard boxes.
Oh, yeah.
And what they're telling themselves is, I just got to get away from these boxes. They're driving me crazy. And then they feel upset and frustrated. They look at the boxes. They start procrastinating.
Right.
And then they're not making any progress. Instead, what you focus on is having the place clean and organized, because that's what you want. And then you imagine, how am I going to feel once it's clean? Oh, I'm going to feel fantastic. I'm going to feel excited. Feel like $1 million.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, you're creating energy. Now you're getting excited about it. You start taking action. Before you know it, you have a clean, organized house.
It always seems like people think they're going to be more motivated by negativity, you know, even with your health, wait till it gets bad before you fix it. But it seems to me what you're saying is you're going to get better results if you let a positive mindset be the guide towards change.
That's exactly right. Pain is a short-term motivator. So if you're always focused by trying to get yourself upset to achieve a goal, you're actually draining your energy. You want to use positive reinforcement. You want to get yourself excited about what you want so that you feel motivated. And then you just take the first step. Most people get afraid because they're not sure what all the steps are and how am I going to get there.
Right, and the task seems so overwhelming and so large that at that point, then you start to feel negative and down again. You're like, well, this was a good idea, but gee.